Imagine your body not as something that obeys the mind, but as something that listens to belief. Every thought you have sends a chemical signal. Every emotion that follows becomes an instruction. Over time, the body doesn't just follow your mind, it becomes your mind. It memorizes moods, reactions, and identity until you no longer need to think to feel the same. You wake up, remember who you were yesterday, and your biology faithfully recreates it. The past becomes physiological, and without even realizing it, your body is living yesterday's emotions again today. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, the body is the unconscious mind. He's not being poetic, he's being literal. When you think a thought, your brain releases chemicals. When you repeat that thought often enough, those chemicals become familiar. You start to crave them. You don't just think stress, you feel it. You don't just recall trauma, your body relives it. That's how emotion becomes memory. And when you've felt something long enough, your body starts thinking on its own. It remembers anger, it remembers fear, it remembers hopelessness. Even when your mind wants change, your body whispers, no, this is who we are. That's where the placebo effect begins to reveal its true power. You've heard about it in medicine. Sugar pills that heal, fake surgeries that relieve pain, inert treatments that produce real results. But the deeper truth Joe Dispenza points out is that the placebo isn't a trick of the mind. It's proof of the body's belief. When someone takes a pill believing it will heal them, the brain doesn't know the difference. It fires new sequences, releases new chemistry, and the body begins to behave as if the treatment were real. Cells respond, genes express differently, immune function strengthens. Healing begins not from the pill, but from perception. Science has shown this again and again. People injected with saline instead of morphine feel pain relief. Patients given fake knee surgeries walk again. Others taking antidepressants with no active ingredients report real happiness. What's happening isn't deception, it's creation. The body believes. It takes thought as instruction and responds with physiology. It becomes what it's told. Joe says, if you can place your belief in something outside of you and get better, imagine what would happen if you placed that same belief inside of you. That's the shift from placebo to conscious creation. It's no longer about being tricked into healing. It's about realizing you've had that power all along. When you marry a clear intention with an elevated emotion, your body begins to live as though the future is already here. And the biology follows belief. Think about that for a moment. If fear can make you sick, faith can make you well. If stress can age you, peace can renew you. The chemistry is the same. It's only the signal that changes. In You Are the Placebo, Joe tells the story of people who spontaneously recovered from terminal illnesses. Their cells didn't perform miracles, their beliefs did. It changed their state of consciousness. They stopped rehearsing the story of illness and began embodying the emotion of wholeness. And their bodies simply followed suit. But here's where it becomes truly profound. Belief doesn't begin in the brain. It begins in the field. Every thought carries frequency. Every emotion adds magnetism. When you feel gratitude before you have something, the body starts to experience it as real. Your genes can't tell the difference between imagination and experience. They just follow the chemical order. That's not mysticism. It's neurochemistry meeting quantum potential. In one of Joe's workshops, participants are often hooked up to brain scans and heart monitors. During deep meditation, their bodies start behaving as though they're in another reality entirely. Brainwaves slow down, the heart enters coherence, the immune system activates. Many even experience spontaneous healing, pain disappearing, inflammation dropping, tumors shrinking, and the only medicine involved is belief. The same mechanism that science once dismissed as placebo, the mind's illusion becomes evidence of the body's intelligence. The word placebo means, I shall please. But what it really means in this context is I shall align. It's the moment when thought, emotion, and body speak the same language. It's when the story of the future becomes more real to your cells than the memory of the past. That's when change begins. Joe often says, your personality creates your personal reality, and personality is simply the combination of what you think, how you act, and how you feel. If you can change those three ingredients, you change the frequency your body lives in, and the field responds. Let's look deeper. Every thought has an electrical charge. Every emotion has a magnetic one. Together, they form your electromagnetic field, your broadcast into the quantum. The field doesn't judge or filter, it simply mirrors. When your emotional state matches your intention, your body begins to tune itself to that frequency. That's what the placebo effect really is. A small, focused demonstration of a universal truth. Energy follows attention. If the mind can convince the body it's taking medicine and cause real change, it can convince the body it's abundant, loved, or healed and cause the same. But the trick, Joe says, is not to fake it. It's to feel it. When you truly believe, not intellectually, but emotionally, the body doesn't just hear it, it becomes it. Neurons fire in new patterns. Hormones shift. The immune system recalibrates. It's the language of embodiment. He writes in Becoming Supernatural. When you change your internal state, your body begins to believe it's living in a new environment. That means when you feel joy now, the body thinks the experience has already occurred. It starts preparing chemistry to match. That's why Joe's meditations aren't about visualization, they're about elevation. You're not daydreaming about a new life. You're rehearsing it until your biology agrees. So the real question becomes, what are you rehearsing? Are you still teaching your body the language of pain, of stress, of waiting? Or are you teaching it the frequency of peace, gratitude, and creation? Every thought is a rehearsal. Every emotion is practice. The body learns what the mind believes most consistently. And here's the most beautiful part. You don't need a pill, a ritual, or a guru to activate this. You just need to remember that your body is listening. Every time you meditate, every time you choose gratitude instead of fear, you're rewriting your genetic script. You're reminding your body that it's not bound by the story of yesterday. It's listening for the command of today. Joe often tells the story of a woman who cured herself of a severe autoimmune condition through his meditative work. Every morning she would sit in silence, breathing deeply, focusing on gratitude, and imagining her body in perfect balance. At first it felt fake, but she persisted. Over weeks, her symptoms began to disappear. Her body had learned the emotion of health before it physically arrived, and that's exactly why it did. So the placebo effect is not about tricking the body. It's about training it. It's about showing it again and again what wholeness feels like until it believes. Because belief is not passive. It's biological. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. The body doesn't care where the instruction comes from. It only responds to the signal. That means your thoughts aren't just private, they're programming. You can either feed your cells with the frequency of the past or nourish them with the vibration of what you wish to become. Joe says, you can be defined by a vision of the future instead of a memory of the past. The placebo is the bridge between those two realities. It shows us that the body's loyalty doesn't lie with truth or illusion. It lies with repetition. What you tell it most often becomes its truth. So if you want to change your life, start by changing the story your biology hears. The placebo teaches us one final secret, that healing, manifestation, and transformation are not extraordinary events. They are the natural consequence of alignment. When thought and emotion speak in unison, the body becomes a living mirror of consciousness. The chemistry of the old story fades and a new one begins to write itself, one heartbeat at a time. So ask yourself, what are you teaching your body to believe? That you are broken, or that you are becoming whole, that you are waiting for healing, or that healing is already in motion? Because the placebo effect is not just science. It's a reminder of divine design. You are never separate from your own medicine. You are the pharmacy. You are the signal. You are the belief. And when you finally stop waiting for proof and start living as if it's already done, that's when your biology bows to your consciousness. That's when the body stops repeating the past and starts embodying the future. That's when the placebo becomes power.